Grug. Rhymes of grug. You know what? No. What? I had enough of this grug nonsense. So now I'm gonna tell you things that can rhyme with guy. I call this the Indominus Rex. Rhymes with guy. I disagree with that. I call this the iPhone Pocket. Rhymes with guy. I'm gonna return this. This is a scam. I don't work here. I call it a USS Gerbil R4CNV. What? Rhymes with guy. I call it a grug. Rhymes with guy. I would never rhyme with guy. I call it a rhymes of grug parody. Rhymes with guy. I call it Sherman 9. Rhymes with guy. Wait, guy, why is it pointing? I call it 99 missed calls from Brunt Brothers Productions. Rhymes with guy. I call it an Xbox. What's an Xbox? I don't know, but it rhymes with guy. Hi-ya! My eye! I call this breaking the fourth wall. Rhymes with guy. I call it a cat. Ooh, I like cats. Oh my god, it's biting my face! Ah! I call this another GTA 6 delay. I call it a grab pack. Rhymes with guy. Ow! I call it bumpy. Rhymes with guy. P. Okay, how is that the closest we gotten to a real thing? I call it guy getting curb stomped. Rhymes with grug. Get over here! I call it a death. Rhymes with guy. I call it SpongeBob. I call it a bye. Rhymes with guy. Sorry I couldn't do yours. I'll make sure to do it next time. But for now, I call it bye. Rhymes with guy. Well, at least Guy's not here. Grug! Guess what time it is? It's rhyme with guy time. Well, it's gotta be below like 1 or 2 comments, right? Nah, we got above 40. 40? Yeah, man, 40. No! I call it Pokemon. Rhymes with guy. Get him, Ditto. Call this a disappointment. Rhyme with guy mints. I call it slapping grug. Rhymes with guy. Go with Louise. Rhymes with guy. Oops. Go this the Wii U. The Wii U sucks, bro.
Nobody asked for your opinion.
Call it grug in pain. Rhymes with guy. I call it long ago. The first Spinjitzu master created Ninjago. Alright, grug, let's speedrun. What? Call it a T-Rex. Rhymes with guy. I call it tax evasion. Rhymes with guy. I call it a Distortus Rex. Rhymes with guy. I call it the Death Star. Rhymes with guy. I call it running at the speed of light. Rhymes with guy. The pain. Oh, groggy. Oh, just leave me alone. No. I call it fly. Rhymes with guy. Wait, that actually rhymes. I call it popcorn. Rhymes with guy. I call it a guy. Rhymes with guy. No, no, no. I call it a Samaric cup. Rhymes with guy. I call it the PS5. Rhymes with guy. I hate this game. I call it Alzheimer's. Rhymes with guy. I call it a hospital visit. Hello, Gruggy. You do know that he's dead. I call it homework. Does not rhyme with God. I call it wasting time. Rhymes with guy. Call it melon playground. Rhymes with guy. Call it a voodoo doll. Rhymes with guy. I call it an anvil. Rhymes with guy. I call it Alpha Horn Tyrannosaurus Rex from Primal. Rhymes with guy. I call it breaking the 5th wall. Rhymes with guy. I call it a dog. Rhymes with guy. Poor Gruggy. He never really deserved this. I call it a resurrection. Rhymes with Guy. What? Welcome back, Gruggy. No! I call it beating up Grug, rhymes with Guy. I call it Omega 09, rhymes with Guy. I call it being outside your house, rhymes with Guy. I call it cloudy with a chance of meatballs. That rhymes with Guy. I call it getting high, rhymes with Guy. I call this a lava pit, rhymes with Guy. I call this the sixth wall, rhymes with Guy. I call it a piece of moldy cheese, rhymes with Guy. I have an idea. Hey, Gruggy, I made you a sandwich. Oh, thank you. What the hell was that? I call it a Nintendo DS, rhymes with Guy. I call it Toy Story, rhymes with Guy. That movie's for kids. Huh? Guy is pretty late today. I call it Bob the Minion. Rhymes of Guy. I call this the endless rhymes of Guy. Rhymes of Guy. And I call this rhymes of Grug. Rhymes of Guy. And I call this... No, we are not doing that. I call this a giant man. Rhymes of Guy. I call this a guy. Rhymes of Guy. I call this a meteor strike. Rhymes of a Guy strike. I call this the Mosasaurus. Rhymes of Guy. I call it Minecraft creative mode. Rhymes of Guy. I call it Mr. Beast. Oh my god, can I have some money? I call this an Among Us. Rhymes of Guy. I call it Revenge. Rhymes of Guy.
I call it Fredbear.
Rhymes of Guy. I call it chicken. Rhymes of Guy. Call it Grug dodging everything that rhymes with Guy and Grug curb stomps Guy. What? Yeah, man, I'll dodge everything you throw at me. And I call this one North Korea. Oh my, why are we even here? I don't know, but you're probably gonna die. Okay, bye. Wait, Guy, where are you going? I call it a water bucket clutch. Grug, can you not scream so loud? I call this one Toby the Tram Engine. Hey, Grug, you might want to stay on the track. Guy, what the hell are you talking? Wait! My phone! And I call this one Rest in Peace, Oliver Tree. I call it Chucky, rhymes with Guy. Don't do it, Guy. I know you want to do it. Don't do it. And I call this one the Spinosaurus. And I call this one a spiny manarilla. And I call this one my fridge. Totally not the place where I keep all my victims in. And this is Prince Plush Snake OC. Yeah, he rhymes with Guy. And I call this one